The use of the term acts of God when referring to major disasters like Hurricane Katrina or the Japanese tsunami or, big things like that has always bothered me because I'm like, God does not do that to people. God does not make these bad things happen. God's with them in the aftermath, helping them pick up the pieces, showing hope, showing love. When somebody gives somebody a drink of water, when they give them some clean clothes, when they're helping that person, they're showing love. That's where God is. God is love. God is not destruction. That's something else. The burn for this vlog, though, is not a big disaster. It's a minor disaster, a small disaster. And I heard the word disaster the other day, but I didn't hear the term acts of God, which I'm glad because I would have probably blown my top. Because it was specifically what I'm thinking about is at our church. It was a disaster. There was like a main pipe burst or something. It caused a massive flood. I didn't go inside. I didn't really hear exactly what all inside was flooded. But I knew like the junior kids playground, the sidewalk, the parking lot, there was a lot of water because where our sidewalk is, it's a little bit down. The parking lot goes downhill a little bit. And so I don't know, maybe water flooded into the lobby and the junior kids side and the North Sanctuary, and I don't know. I mean, a few inches it could have gone potentially. I don't know, but I don't know. But I heard somebody say this is a disaster. Well, it kind of was, but we adapted. See, that's what the church does. The church adapts. The church is alive. Church is alive. It's growing. It's adaptable. So we had service across the street in the distribution center. It was like coming home. I loved being in the DC. We have services every week there on Fridays for Friday groceries, but it's a different kind of service because it's not church to be showy and stuff. It's church. People are coming there to get food. These are needy people, and the service is for the needs of people, the physical needs, which is different than being there just for the spiritual needs. When it's there for the physical needs and the spiritual, I mean, we're working on them all around because, see, God is in the healing. God is in the church. We are tools. We're all instruments, and that's what we're doing. We're just God's hands and feet on the world, showing that love, showing that acceptance, that mercy. And that's what Friday Groceries is about, and that's what the service is about on Friday. So it's like it's a different kind of service. But when we had our regular church service over there, it forced a lot of people from the church who they never come to the distribution. It's across the street. Distribution center is across the street. And it's kind of a joke that's a biting joke. It's kind of a tongue-in-cheek joke across the creek or on the other side. Or, because the church, as I see it, our local church is separated a little bit because the main buildings are on one side of the street and the distribution center is on the other side of the street. And but we had service there, and I felt so good. That is my kind of church. That's where I want to be. I would like to build, and this is one of my other dreams, to pastor, to preach in a church that it's the same place where the food and clothing ministry is. Because we've got a thrift store there in the distribution center. So we've got all the chairs there for Friday's service. But that's also where we distribute our groceries. That's where we distribute clothes. We give away a lot of clothes free on Fridays. But we also have a thrift store there. That the proceeds from the thrift store go to buy food for the food ministry. So it's kind of that's where our ministry, that is the heart of the ministry of Guts Church. Is ministry to the needy. That's where true religion. This is in the Bible. I'm not much of a scholar. I think I believe it's in the book of James. True religion is this. True religion is helping the needy. True religion is helping the orphans. True religion is helping the fatherless, which are the orphans. And I don't know, that's... Okay, it's redundant, the way I put it. But, okay, all this religiosity, you got... your fancy church buildings and your steeples, and that stuff, it doesn't matter. That was proved on Wednesday when we had the service across the street in a building that's not pretty and not decorated for a service. It's decorated for service, for serving people, not for church services. We don't have a full band in there. We don't have a light system and sound system and a soundboard, and we don't have all that stuff because it's not like a full service. It's not a production. It's a building for serving people. Serving. And that's where the heart should be. That's where the heart is. That is the heart of the church. And that's true religion. Okay, getting back to what I was saying. True religion, that's what true religion is. Okay, get back to what I was saying before, at the beginning, the term acts of God. God doesn't do this bad stuff. God's in the good stuff. An example from the Gospels. Whenever Jesus heals that blind from birth guy, and they came to him and they said, "Who sinned, his parents or this man?" And Jesus said, "Nobody sinned. He's blind so that my glory can be seen through him," and something like that. It's paraphrased. But that's what. See, God doesn't do these things, but through these things, God's glory and God's awesomeness can be seen, because you get people banding together. You get people, showing love and people being happy and people. It's the spark. It's a silver lining on the cloud. It's the good stuff.